Good morning. It's turned out nice again. How's it going, guys? Well, it's lovely. It's blue sky. It's glorious out there today. But I'm sat in here talking to you. How are you doing? So if you're new to my channel, this is a morning briefing, which is just a briefing in the morning to tell people what the plans are for today. And it's Sunday, so there isn't going to be a lot to tell you, really. I use the morning briefings as well to just to catch up with everyone and do my acknowledgements and things like that. So there's probably going to be nothing exciting in this video if you are sat there waiting for news that Arne Slot's been sacked or something. I don't know about you, but I feel a bit down today, really, following that game yesterday. I don't know why, because I think a lot of people thought that we would get thumped yesterday or beat yesterday, which just shows you how the mentality's changed. In the fan base since Jurgen Klopp left the club, really. It was a big talking point yesterday in town, obviously. I was talking to some fans that were mature and like, hey, what's happened to Liverpool? And then I was getting other people coming up to me saying, how did Liverpool get on today? Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, it was a mixed day. Yesterday I went out to watch the game. As you know, I don't usually do that, to be honest with you, these days. Not this season anyway. But I like the FA Cup. I thought I'll go and watch it with some friends. So I went and did that. But there was a lot, there was some serious conversations after the game, with friends of mine that support other teams, and they were very much like, what's happened to this Liverpool? You've got great players, but they're not performing for this manager. Every single supporter that I spoke to that supports another club, including Liverpool fans as well, all said that Slot has to go. So I don't know. I just feel a bit, like that today, really. I guess it's just because it's still happening. It's still, rumbling on. We're still in this situation, but I think it will change. I'm sure yesterday or the day before, went over some stuff that's been sent to me saying that those games were, very important. Man City and PSG, and we've seen journalists say that the club is steadfast behind him, yet there's no sign of a new contract. So is that really true? But they also keep putting in those disclaimers, or get outs, but things could change if results don't, work out. If you're one of my long-term viewers, for months and months and months, I've had the opinion that he would be leaving us, that he wouldn't survive. I just can't see how he could survive. It's always, well, maybe if he won the Champions League, it would be difficult to get rid of him. But I actually don't think it would change anything, really, in terms of style and performance and things. I just don't know, to be honest. I don't know if you can tell, but I just feel really tired with it. So, I've had the opinion for a long time that Arne Slot will go. I'm firmly of the opinion that they have spoken to Alonso and Steven Gerrard as well. There's multiple reasons why I believe that, and I'm convinced that has happened. I think with the Gerrard angle, there's been consideration as him being an assistant with Alonso, or would Alonso want his own person? But also, they've looked at the interim side of things. But as we've previously said on here, what I was told was that if they appointed him, Gerrard, as interim to help out until the end of the season, if things went well and they had a manager lined up, the proper manager that they were thinking of appointing or agreed to appoint in the summer, then the fans would go crazy if Gerrard was removed. So it kind of puts the club in a difficult situation when you think about it. And I know some people immediately say, well, Gerrard could come in and go, no, I'm only here until the end of the season or something. To help my club, and then I'm going. But that wouldn't make a bit of difference with the fans if everything changed and we were like, fuck me, we're playing great, or whatever. I just believe that they've spoken to them, and I think all these things have been considered. It doesn't mean they're going to be executed, introduced, deployed, but I'd be absolutely stunned if he was the manager next season. And again, I've said this for a long time, it's not just because we lost to Manchester City, or were embarrassed by Manchester City. I don't know if you saw Szoboszlai after the game yesterday. It looked like he was having a go at fans, maybe like, where's the, why are you not like so loud or something, which is a bit strange, really. I don't think our supporters had anything to cheer about. I don't know if you've seen that video. Have you got any opinions on that? I've seen the clip of him. It didn't look like he was very happy with the fans or something, but I don't think the fans were fucking happy with him either. So yeah, that's it's just one of those things. You've got to remember, if they'd have dismissed Arne Slot previously, people could have said, hang on though, you're still in the FA Cup, they were still in the Champions League. He could have won one of those. Well, now he can't win the FA Cup, so there's another reason that makes it easier for the board, I think. And give him the Champions League. Nothing's going to change, I think, on that PSG front. So if he's defeated by PSG, if you like, if we exit that competition, then the board can say, well, we gave him as long as possible. We didn't dismiss him during these opportunities. Let's move forward. I wouldn't wait until the summer now. If they're going to wait to see what happens with PSG, which is, I've had several emails along that line. I don't know if I've read them to you or whether I was able to read them to you or not. I can't remember. I think one came in yesterday or day before yesterday saying, it's not for, don't talk about it publicly or whatever, but the indication was that those games were critical. But again, I think any of us could say that, and it's not exactly ITK. Oh my God, I never thought of that. What if we lose to Man City and PSG? There might be a change or something. But these are good people, with the heart in the right place, just letting me know, what they're hearing and stuff like that. But no, I don't know about you, but I know this season end is nearly there. Do you, if you crash out of the European Cup, the Champions League, do you just continue, until the summer and then review, or do you go, do you know what, let's just make this known now, let's put everyone out of the misery, including me. I think as a Liverpool supporter, this has been one of the, I don't know, as a Liverpool supporter, let me rephrase this, in all my time with Cop Talk, which started around 1998 or something, this season has been, I don't know, just this period, because it took us so many years to get back to the Liverpool I knew as a young lad, right? And what I mean by where we were, when you went into every game and thought, fuck that, we're not scared of anyone. And Jurgen made us feel like that again, right? We obviously had progress under Houllier and Rafa, we had our little, 2001, for example, it was amazing, reminded what it was like to win trophies again. But after all those years, we were turned from doubters into believers, and now we've gone from believers to doubters again. It's like we've gone, all that hard work has just come crashing down. And if it continues to crash, it's going to make it even harder to get back up. So they need to act, So in all the years of Cup Talk, if you like, this has been the season where I've been like, what the fuck? Because, under Roy Hodgson, the club was in turmoil. We didn't have the players. Slot's got some fucking really good players, guys. And it's not just him. I'm disappointed with Hughes and Edwards. I've been here a long time, and I've never, when I first started with Cop Talk and everything, no one spoke about the suits, the business people. No, you didn't know. Most, you had Rick Parry, Purslow, and all these, a chief executive at a football club, because he was the one that would do the deals, right? So you might hear about them. The chairman at the time, David Moores, for example, was in the background. He wasn't one of those chairmen that wanted to be in front of everybody. Including our lot now don't want to be in front of everyone, but at least David Moores turned up and it meant something to him. But just the whole structure of the club, it needs doing. And you know what the thing is, whether you like FSG or not, they're not football people. And if you're not football people, you need people to advise you, and it's who you place your trust in. You remember in the past, there was the transfer committee. What was the other thing? The think tank. Do you remember that years ago around the Brendan Rodgers time? This think tank that were advising FSG. It was this former, one of the guys that was on it was this guy from some football. Was he the head of the FA? No, I don't think he was FA. Maybe, I don't know, but it was years ago. But eventually it came out that he'd been one of the advisors on this so-called think tank. So it'd be like me and you, if we were put in charge of a sporting club that we had no knowledge of, right? Any other sport than football, most of us, we know a little bit about football, right? Doesn't make us geniuses, but we know a bit. So if you were, to put me in charge of a rugby team or something, or a rugby club, right? I would be like, well, I ain't got a fucking clue. So I need rugby people around me, with their knowledge of what to do, right? So it's a bit like, I do a bit for my local team here. I'm a director at CF Benidorm, right? And a director of media and growth strategy. Now, what they want to do is target the British, British football fans and understand British football culture. Like, for example, we introduced a match day program recently, right? And during that process, of that, they weren't going to have the manager's program notes in it. I said, you've got to have the manager's program notes, the minute you open the program, welcoming everyone to the game. Little things like that, where these owners, these are very, very professional owners, right? Globally, around the world, right? With academies and management, agencies and everything, huge in countries all over the world, right? But here in Spain, they want to target, the British, if you like, because the British are very loyal in the sense that no matter what division the club is in, if they get relegated, the Brits will still go, the Spanish won't. The Spanish will only go if the club is up the divisions, whereas the British will go all the time, right? And the British spend, all right? So the British will come on holiday, they'll buy the shirts. A lot of us, when we go on holidays to places, different countries, we might pick up a shirt, right? A football shirt for that team in that area. It's what a lot of people do. So that club has tried to, well, not tried to, they've brought me on board to help with that, because at the end of the day, I've got 30 years experience of working with football supporters online, right? And I think I have a good idea of what people want and what you want, and what I want as a supporter. So the point I'm trying to make here is that you bring in knowledge to help you if you don't have that knowledge, right? So our owners that are not football people need to trust people, to bring their football knowledge in. And they seem to have put a lot of trust in Michael Edwards. And I've never understood the Michael Edwards thing. I haven't. I don't understand why people think the sun shines out of his ass. And when he came back, if you remember, I remember saying at the time, I can't believe how much power they have given him. I can't believe this guy that, plays Championship Manager, Football Manager on his laptop or whatever, right, has been able to convince them to give him so much control. Like, how the fuck did he do that, right? So, for me, FSG, I don't understand why FSG haven't got, like, we used to have the boot room, right? Which was this wealth of passion, knowledge of the club and everything. And it doesn't exist anymore. Yet we have these people around the club, Ian Rush, we've Kenny Dalglish and various legends. And can they not just put this, you can't just, being a football legend or a player of the club does not make you an expert in anything, right? Just like it doesn't make me an expert because I've been on here for 30 years, but I might know a little bit, but you know what I mean? So put these people around the fucking table with FSG and say, right, this is what we're going to have to do. All right, we need to reconnect, go back to the core values of what this club is about. This club is not about playing disgusting, boring football. When I was a young lad, growing up or whatever, them sort of performances, sounds like that advert, wasn't it, at the cinema? Remember? No, it used to, you would have been, you'd have been done. It was if Liverpool were not top of the league, it was criminal, right? Number one. Right, you'd be sacked. It was fucking, you know what I mean? Liverpool had like the best strikers in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like we had these. Liverpool was known for being an attack-minded fucking team, right? Always, never going for a draw, never fucking no way, right? And just the mentality around the place has changed. Like we would have crashed out of competitions. There'd have been inquiries. Now it's like, oh well, they've got to change the mentality, guys. I think. I do. I really think they need to change the mentality. And the people, I'm not digging at FSG here. I'm actually defending them. I'm thinking they've put their trust in people. You're the football people. You'll help us, won't you? And it's like they haven't got a fucking clue. These guys, Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, we were crying out for a centre-back last summer. All right? They fucked that up, didn't they? We could have done with a defensive midfielder. And it was nice to sign these other players that we were very excited about signing, but still the conversation amongst, my peoples, you guys, was, well, this is all very well, this is great, we've signed him, but we could do with a centre-back. Just things like this. You're looking at the TV yesterday, I was speaking to some Newcastle fans yesterday, and I'm pointing at the screen, I went, Canati, I said, he's another fucker. If you haven't signed a contract with us, if you're showing no sign of staying with us, or you're dicking us around, drop the guns. Just fucking get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? Like, look, just fuck off. Are we that desperate that we're going to continue? No, show some balls, man. Do you know what? Years ago, we had all that McManaman, the way that McManaman left and everything, right? And others as well. They came into this thing where it was a crisis if a player had like 18 months remaining on his contract. And if they didn't show any signs of committing, they were sold. They were made available. Yeah? And Liverpool, how they allow these people to get the contract so low is beyond me. It's like it has to be one of the failings of senior management when you think about it. Maybe you're a bit younger. I'm not patronising or anything, but I'm just saying that from my experience of being a Liverpool fan years ago, if alarm bells used to ring at 18 months. Oh, we've gone into the 18 months left on his contract. The chief executive better get this sorted or else he can fuck off too. It was a criminal, guys. How does this happen? This is these people that are running the club that are allowing this. So it's not just what the manager's doing on the pitch and he's failing as a coach. It's the failings from above him as well. And it needs a shake-up. It really does. Would you not agree with me? I would like to know your comments on that. I'll shut up. I'm just in that zone where I'm a bit just fucking fed up with it. Liverpool. Yeah, I was having this conversation yesterday with these football supporters, and I was like, everyone knew I was Liverpool getting battered, and I'm sat there and I'm going, guys, I couldn't give a fuck really. I'm just totally disinterested in the top flight game, because it's been dragged out of me. It has. Yet when Jurgen was there, and I'm not a Jurgen fanboy, I'm just saying the truth, Jurgen made me feel passionate again. Like, I was like, yeah, I want to get fucking big Liverpool towel on my leg, and he's made me like fucking, yeah, at the end of every game. Now I'm like, no. Do you know what I mean? It's just changed it. I want to get it back again. I really do. I want to get that passion back again. Listen, I love football and I love being involved with my local club here. It's the dream job for me. All right, it's incredible. There's so many reasons I would like to explain to you why, and the things I've learned from my involvement. Some really, when clubs make decisions and they can be emotional decisions, and which. It just makes you. I'm learning the other aspects of the game, like stuff, and just I don't know. I'll talk about it a bit. I don't want to bore you with that. I'm all over the place, to be honest with you. I want my Liverpool back. Liverpool's my life. It has been my fucking life. I had this conversation yesterday. Liverpool's my life. Since supporting since I was about 6 or something like that. Season ticket. I got my season tickets off the chief executive, Peter Robinson. I wasn't even on the season ticket waiting list. I knew people at that age straight away. I was already connected to the club, shareholder. I remember buying one share in Liverpool. It cost me $3,000, $4,000. I can't remember, but that was, I don't know, 30 years ago or something. I don't know. It was a lot of fucking money now. But that one share that I had in a certificate displayed in my house meant everything to us. Because it weren't like getting shares on, where you can buy fucking hundreds of shares in this, that, and the other. It was like private company with one share. It was the biggest thing ever. I got married at Anfield, got divorced as well, but I got married at Anfield. Liverpool's been my life. You guys, some of you have been with me from the very start with the website. Some of my peoples are still VIP members right now, joined me back in 1998. We've grown up together, our kids have grown up together, some of us are grandparents now, and it's all been around Liverpool. Liverpool has been my life. And I can't, do all this cop talk stuff and, speak to you guys that love Liverpool so much, and I can't be that person that's not bothered. That shouldn't be me. I should be like I was under Klopp. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that have changed in football that's nothing to do with Arne Slot or FSG or the club, right? It's just VAR, for example. I just don't like it, right? But that's not a club issue, right? But the club stuff sucked it out of me. That we've gone from being. I just feel like all that hard work's just gone, And the longer they leave it, the harder it's going to be. Look how long it took us to win the fucking league again. I didn't know if I was ever going to see it happen. Why have we not got real football people at the club? Not people that have played on laptops and fucking this, that and the other. Let's get a proper organisation, a think tank, whatever you want to fucking call it. So many people care about that club. How can you not have the intelligence? It's beyond me, guys. It is. It's just fucking beyond me. And I didn't even expect us to beat Man City yesterday, yet I'm so disappointed in things. Right, let's do the shout-outs. Let's do the shout-outs. Today, first of all, so yesterday was just, we had a few, I went to watch the game, had a few drinks, didn't really enjoy yesterday, to be honest with you. Well, probably the game put me in a bad mood, but I did see my friends. I did go for a bite to eat with Laura in the evening. I took her for an Indian. Do you remember last week she was after an Indian, so I took her for one last night. When I woke up this morning, I went, did I have pizza last night? She went, we went to the Indian. I went, oh yeah, forgot all about it. Today is a surprise birthday party for a friend of mine who's 75. I'm sure you saw the shirt yesterday. It's just over there, a signed shirt and framed. It's beautiful, and he goes to every game, home and away. This man, and he's a very good friend of mine, and we're having a little surprise party for him this afternoon. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to show you the thing, just in case you haven't seen it. Here you go. Look, can you see it? There we go. I'll just hold it up a little bit. Look, there you go. Look. So he supports our team. Obviously, that's how I know him. And the club gifted the shirt. Me and Laura bought the frame. And obviously at training the other day, I got the lads to sign it. There's a little space left, which the manager hasn't signed it because he's not here at the moment. But what I'm going to do is take that to training on Monday probably, or one day, and get him to sign that as well, the manager. So I think he's going to be absolutely over the moon. I do things like this for the club, you see. This is my job. I mean, previously I was a supporters liaison officer, but now I'm at the boardroom with the owners now, right? And but part of my job is, fan relations, if you like, doing the right thing and telling the club, we need to do this, that kind of thing. And so this isn't just because it's a friend of mine, but this is a personal thing anyway, right? So for me, I was going to get him I was going to buy the shirt myself and get the lads to sign it. But when I told the club, they were like, no, we'll, the owner said I'll provide the top, if you like. And I can't wait to see his face this afternoon. I really can't, because I know it's going to make a big deal to him. And he's one of those supporters, we've gone away sometimes, games up mountains, in the very remote areas in the lower leagues of Spanish football, in midwinter, and frozen to death, absolutely freezing to death. And there's been like 8 of us there, if you like. There's like a core group, and he would always be one of them, despite his age and everything. And he would always wear shorts, no matter what time of year. And he's one of the nicest men you could ever meet. He really is. I believe he's a Celtic fan as well, all right? But we'll leave that to one side, all right? But the cake today is going to be a combination of his club and Benidorm merged together. So I'm really looking forward to seeing his face with that, and I'll get some good pictures and that today. So that's what I'm doing today. So we've got this party this afternoon. So what time are we on? 11:10. So I've got a little bit of time yet. So if you follow my Instagram, Duncan Oldham, or CF Benidorm Talk, which is my club channel, if you like, I'm going to, I'll put the photos on at some point. I don't know if they'll go on today, but I'm sure something will go on. So I don't know what you're like in life, but me, I like making people happy. And believe it or not, a lot of effort went into that. And I'd like to keep it myself, to be honest. It's nice. I mean, I actually do have, the frame that's got the signatures on. It's a piece of card, obviously, and then it was drawn in the middle, like you have to sign on the outside. But I took 2 in case anyone smudged it or one was not as good as the other. So all those signatures I've actually got on another piece of card, actually. So I could do the same thing. But yeah, it's really nice. Anyway, so that's my afternoon. We're going to this thing this afternoon to make someone happy. So that's how life should be, I think. Let's have a look at the acknowledgements, guys. Do you know, I'm thinking of doing a live stream. It's 11:11. I hate that. People always mention 11:11, don't they? Do you know, it reminds me of my mum was in room 11, ward 11 when she died. So I fucking hate 11:11. And people go, oh, look, 11:11. I'm like, yeah, lovely. Yeah, nice. That real nice. Anyway, let's do the acknowledgement. Yeah, live stream. I might have time to do a live stream, actually. What time do I need to leave? I've got to get a taxi. 1:30. Yeah, I might have time to do an hour. So I'm sorry, when you're watching this, that time might have passed. Okay, let's get on to the acknowledgements. I don't think there's any live stream to acknowledge. I don't think there's any super chats or anything because we didn't do a live stream yesterday. But there are some super thanks. That's the love heart under my videos. I would like to thank Sean O'Neill, channel member, Schwad, for supporting me. Actually, on the Manchester City 4 Liverpool 0 video that I quickly filmed when I was out yesterday. So despite, the miserable side of it, Sean still supported me. Thank you, Sean. I do appreciate you. Sean's someone that's always flying around the community and supports me on a regular basis. I do appreciate it, brother. Same with Niall, my big brother Niall. Niall's just an absolute legend. He's also a channel member. I was out yesterday, and he was, "How's the beer kitty?" I went, "Well, it could be better." And he's like, "Yeah, top me up, get a few more beers and that." So, and I tell everyone about you guys that do that. One came in yesterday when I was out. I'll get to that in a minute. I don't know. Just thanks, guys. You're amazing. Thank you, Niall. You know that. Errol as well. Channel member. Just testing to see if it works. He was just testing to see if the super thanks feature works. I was joking yesterday. Not many people know how to use it, but Errol does because he is another one that often supports me. As does Mark the Legend, another channel member. You notice the theme here. Thanks, Dunk. We get to watch some slot ball again today, and he's got his face palm. That was before the game, obviously. So thank you very much, boys and girls on there. Now, I don't think anything came in on PayPal or Monzo. Those links are in the video description. But Revolut, yes. Let's take a look at Revolut. This one came in at 4 o'clock yesterday when I was out. It flashed up on my phone from Theodore, or Theo as I like to call him. And he says, "Have a good Saturday night. We need to after that performance." And he bought me like 5 bottles of Magners there, to be honest with you. Not that I'm drinking Magners at the moment. Yesterday I couldn't get a drink that I liked. I drank Heineken. I drank strawberry and lime cider. I had a vodka. Someone got a shot. And I was still stone cold sober at the end of it. But I didn't bring the car home. And I've got my scooters down in the resort and my car's in the resort. It's not good, is it? And I do have an old car. It used to be my wife's car. Ex-wife, should I call her now? And I let my friend use that car. I don't need it, really. And she needs it to get to work. And she messaged me, the car won't start. So in theory, I've got 2 cars and a scooter in Benidorm at the moment. So it needs a new battery, I think. And I said to her, "Will you contact the mechanic? Car can't." She went, "It's not parked illegal." I mean, that's irrelevant. Get the fucking car sorted. 140, 150 for a new battery. How am I going to pay that? Do you know what I mean? For someone else to use. I don't mind helping people, but that car recently went through its MOT. That was 350 that I had to pay out. 350, 150. Now, and I'm sure the mechanic's going to want something on top of that, right? For going and doing it all. More than €500, and I'm not even using the car. But the thinking is, when Laura sorts her shit out, because I was on a case this morning, when she sorts her shit out with the driving, that would be her car to use just while she's learning to drive, and it doesn't matter if there's any little, bumps or scratches or things like that. She's not using my car. Fuck that right off. Anyway, if you've got a car battery, could you send me one, please? Okay. Is that how much a car battery costs these days, by the way? She sent a message saying he said 140, 150. It's a Peugeot. I don't know if it's like a 206, 306. I don't know. It's a small little car. It's a four-seater, but you can hardly get to him back, really. Nice little car, it's convertible as well, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, she should fucking pay for it, really, I think. She probably left lights on or something like that, stupid. But if you're watching, you're a good friend of mine. She got cracking tip. Okay. Theo, thank you very much, my friend. It came in, it put a smile on my face on a very miserable day yesterday. Let's have a look. What we got here? I'm just replying to a message. Here we go. No, nothing there. Richard was the other day. Richard Burford, there you go. Dunk a beer or two while you watch the FA Cup. I did that one yesterday. It gets a little bit confusing because there's like a Euros account. There's and that's 5th of February. No, that's a long time ago. That was Melvin. That was Australian. We got British pounds, which is Theo. And yesterday, William Cahill or Will Cahill, top up dunk, drown yourself. Couple of beers there. What a legend. Ah, dear me. Lovely, lovely, lovely people. And we just checked the Euros one. Like I say, it's a Revolut account, so you have these different things, currencies. You just got to check. No, nothing in there. There's my taxi home last night, €20. It was only about $14.50. I gave him a £5 tip. He was over at moon, was the fella. Do you tip taxi drivers? I always do, unless they're really awful. But I do like to tip people, to be honest with you. Yeah, Richard B. That was for the FA Cup. I think, guys, I'm covered. If I've left anyone out, please let me know. It's super, super important to me. Well, how do you feel today following that defeat? Seriously, how do you feel? Are you just like, meh, it's only the FA Cup? I wouldn't like you to say that, really. I mean, you're entitled to your own opinions, of course. But I love the FA Cup, and I don't know. I think that we have to try and keep some of the beautiful game and not let it be, exploited or over commercialised. And we've become, younger fans are obviously just probably more interested in the Champions League, and I don't know, maybe that's insulting to some younger fans. If you're a young fan and you're like, no, I love the FA Cup, man, you're the sort of person I want to sit and have a beer with when you're 18, all right? Because I would, to hear youngsters thinking the same thing as me with the FA Cup, I'd love that. I understand that we've got to prioritise everything completely. I do get it. But the FA Cup is special, I think. It's a competition that many countries around the world try to replicate, including here in Spain, We had a regional competition here, cup competition this season. We got knocked out. Our manager experimented in that, really. We got knocked out by a team probably 2 divisions below us, I think they were. And I remember reading all the, the explanations of how the tournament works, and it said, the first thing it said was based on, the English FA Cup. So, yeah, I do like it, but it's done now. I think in some ways, yeah, it's awful, but in some ways I think there's also a positive, because I think it makes us just take that little step closer to change, And I don't know about you, but I hope they all go. I do. I really hope they all go. Top to bottom. I want them all out. Because I think they're all fucking useless. I think they've all failed in their own way. I'm not going to criticise the owners. The owners have tried to do the right thing. They give money for investment. They have, whether you like them or not. I don't particularly like them, to be honest with you. I'm not really a fan, should I say, but at the same time, I will, I'll criticise when I think it's justified, and I'll praise when it's warranted. And there's a lot of things. I don't fall for this bullshit that they saved the club and all that fucking wank. Some people don't be saying that to me. But I'll take, I will give a little nod to them and say, you've done well, but we know it all benefits, right? But they've been let down. I think they've been let down, really, and I think they need to find someone that they can trust to do all of this, rather than some ponce who's fucking sat on a laptop playing Championship Manager, Football Manager, whatever the fuck it's called these days, who has a dream of taking another club and doing that and the other. Don't want another club. Fuck that shit. One club, all right? Fucking another club, like it's just a fucking... Right, I'm off. All right, then. Here comes the grift. If you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up this video. I'd love to hear from you. So please drop me a comment as well if you've got the patience. As a kid out there carrying on, I fucking hate kids, don't they? Get on your fucking nerves. My kids, do you know what? My kids were never like that. Do you know why they were never like that? Because they've got a fucking backhand like that. Seriously, I never had to lay a finger on my kids, and they were fucking terrified of me if I went, right, get in here. You know, if they both had a little argument when they were little kids, I'd be like that. Stand there, you stand there, put your hands by your sides. Just stuff like that. Bit of discipline. We were best friends as well. They weren't terrified, we'd have a right laugh. But, you know, I'll be cool, Dad, with you, but you got to behave yourself, all right? And I say, I'm very disappointed in you both. Apologise. Sorry, Rob. Sorry, Charles. Right, piss off. No problem. And then you can hear a kid like that squawking at parents sat there, oh, Jonathan, please stop crying. You know, have you ever seen him in supermarket? Jonathan, please stop crying. Jonathan! Have you ever stood there in a supermarket and went, Jonathan, do your fucking chores up, cunt. Have you ever been, is it just me? Yeah, fucking shit parents, and there's some fucking shit parents. There's a love heart. Let's spread the love. There's a love heart. If you agree with me, you think Jonathan should get his teeth kicked in, please do. Click on the love heart and spread some love. We prefer love. Make love, not war. Yeah, I'm passive, me, to be honest with you. I'm very passive. Yeah, there's a super thanks button on the channel. My channel would not exist if it wasn't for the people that I've just acknowledged. All right? No shit. All right? Even the ones that buy me a beer, because if they didn't buy me a beer, I'd have to go and rob it from the account. Do you know what I mean? So my peoples, that when I shout these, you know, these shout outs, do these acknowledgements, we would not be here, all right? And I'll be honest with you, my revenue is pants right now. It always is in February and March, and I'm helping my local club. So I'm giving, you know, I'm sacrificing things myself, my own income, to help the community. So I am very, very grateful for the people that support my channel. And please don't ever think that, oh, it's only... No, collectively, because if everyone on my channel, could you imagine what we would be able to do? We'd have the biggest fucking studio. I'd be going all over the world, man, doing vids for you, like really interesting football videos and shit. I would, honestly, and I'd love it as well. Even if 10% did of my people, I mean, I think the support you get from people, and I'm talking about people thumbsing up a video like that don't take any effort whatsoever, is abysmal. People are just born lazy idle, to be honest with you. But I know who my peoples are. And when you thumbs up this video, you can sit there yourself and think, I'm with Dunk. I appreciate Dunk, and Dunk appreciates me. And we're a team. We are. And I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what, you know, like, it's really thumbsing up a video going to make a big fucking difference. It's just something you say, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, please thumbs up the video, because it's nice to see, all right? So... But you know, my peoples, I said this yesterday, if you thumbs up a video and drop me a comment when you can, you'll do for me. Rest of them can go fuck themselves, guys, all right? So yeah, there's a super thanks if you're in, you know, if you want to get a super thanks, it supports the channel. Channel membership, obviously, those are the people with the football next to them. Those are visibly supporting the channel. So if you see someone with a football next to them in the comment section, just think, fuck me, they're a good egg, because they are, all right? 3 links in the video description, as you know. Revolut is my beer kitty, and I am going out this afternoon. All right, I don't like going out 2 days in a row, to be honest, but I'm going to go and see my boy, and he's a good lad, he's Gordon. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him. He's a very good friend of mine. So if you want to get me a beer, or Gordon, I'll tell him, hey Gordon, someone's got you a beer, mate. I'm sure he'd be very appreciative. So. All right, guys, we'll regroup tomorrow. Listen, I do have a mail stand email as well, at least one. But I would rather do a quick live stream, I think. So I'm going to do a quick live stream, all right? And this one is just keep an eye on news coming out of your neck of the woods concerning Alonso, all right? So I've got the email here. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do it before I go out. So that will be for tomorrow morning, okay? I'll be here. We've got a full shift tomorrow, I think. All right, guys, you take care. Like I said, thumbs up, comment. Be lovely to hear from you. All right, guys, let me know how you feel about the game yesterday, etc., etc., etc.